Judah over to him, along with some of the furnishings from the temple of God. Nebuchadnezzar took king and furnishings to the country of Babylon, the ancient Shinar. He put the furnishings in the sacred treasury. The king told Ashpenaz, head of the palace staff, to get some Israelites from the royal family and nobility, young men who were healthy and handsome, intelligent and well-educated, good prospects for leadership positions in the government, perfect specimens, and indoctrinate them in the Babylonian language and the lore of magic and fortune-telling. The king then ordered that they be served from the same menu as the royal table, the best food, the finest wine. After 3 years of training, they would be given positions in the king's court. 4 young men from Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, were among those selected. The head of the palace staff gave them Babylonian names. Daniel was named Belteshazzar, Hananiah was named Shadrach, Mishael was named Meshach, Azariah was named Abednego. But Daniel determined that he would not defile himself by eating the king's food or drinking his wine. So he asked the head of the palace staff to exempt him from the royal diet. The head of the palace staff, by God's grace, liked Daniel, but he warned him, "I'm afraid of what my master the king will do. He is the one who assigned this diet, and if he sees that you are not as healthy as the rest, he'll have my head." But Daniel appealed to a steward who had been assigned by the head of the palace staff to be in charge of Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. "Try us out for 10 days on a simple diet of vegetables and water. Then compare us with the young men who eat from the royal menu. Make your decision on the basis of what you see." The steward agreed to do it and fed them vegetables and water for 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, they looked better and more robust than all the others who had been eating from the royal menu. So the steward continued to exempt them from the royal menu of food and drink and served them only vegetables. God gave these 4 young men knowledge and skill in both books and life. In addition, Daniel was gifted in understanding all sorts of visions and dreams. At the end of the time set by the king for their training, the head of the royal staff brought them in to Nebuchadnezzar. When the king interviewed them, he found them far superior to all the other young men. None were a match for Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, and so they took their place in the king's service. Whenever the king consulted them on anything, on books, or on life, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and enchanters in his kingdom put together. Daniel continued in the king's service until the 1st year in the reign of King Cyrus. In the 2nd year of his reign, King Nebuchadnezzar started having dreams that disturbed him deeply. He couldn't sleep. He called in all the Babylonian magicians, enchanters, sorcerers, and fortune-tellers to interpret his dreams for him. When they came and lined up before the king, he said to them,
"I had a dream that I can't get out of my mind. I can't sleep until I know what it means."
The fortune-tellers, speaking in the Aramaic language, said,
"Long live the king. Tell us the dream and we will interpret it."
The king answered the fortune-tellers,
"This is my decree. If you can't tell me both the dream itself and its interpretation, I'll have you ripped to pieces, limb from limb, and your homes torn down. But if you tell me both the dream and its interpretation, I'll lavish you with gifts and honors. So go to it. Tell me the dream and its interpretation."
They answered,
"If it please your majesty, tell us the dream. We'll give the interpretation."
But the king said,
"I know what you're up to. You're just playing for time. You know you're cornered. You know that if you can't tell me my dream, you're out and out doomed. I see right through you. You're going to slap together some fancy stories and confuse the issue until I change my mind. No way. First, tell me the dream. Then I'll know that you're on the up and up with the interpretation, and not just blowing smoke in my eyes."
The fortune-tellers said,
"Nobody anywhere can do what you ask, and no king, great or small, has ever demanded anything like this from any magician, enchanter, or fortune-teller. What you're asking is impossible unless some god or goddess should reveal it.
கர்த்தர் மேல் நம்பிக்கை வைக்கும் மனுஷன் நான். கர்த்தரை நம்பிக்கையாய் கொண்ட மனுஷன் நான். கர்த்தர் மேல் நம்பிக்கை வைக்கும் மனுஷன் நான். கர்த்தரை நம்பிக்கையாய் கொண்ட மனுஷன் நான். கர்த்தர் மேல் பாரத்தை வைத்துவிட்டேன், அவரே என்னை ஆதரிப்பார். கர்த்தரையே நான் நம்பிடுவேன், ஒருபோதும் தள்ளாட விடமாட்டார். கர்த்தர் மேல் பாரத்தை வைத்துவிட்டேன், அவரே என்னை ஆதரிப்பார்.
அழைத்த தேவன் உண்மையுள்ளவர், முடிவு பரியந்தம் நடத்திடுவீர். அழைத்த தேவன் உண்மையுள்ளவர், முடிவு பரியந்தம் நடத்திடுவீர். முடிவு பரியந்தம் நடத்திடுவீர். அழைப்பு நிலைத்திட உதவுகிறீர். ஆராதிப்பேன், ஆராதிப்பேன், ஆராதிப்பேன் உம்மையே என் தேவனே. ஆராதிப்பேன், ஆராதிப்பேன், ஆராதிப்பேன் உம்மையே. ஆராதிப்பேன், ஆராதிப்பேன், ஆராதிப்பேன் உம்மையே என் தேவனே.